Ethan sat in the back of his car, parked on the edge of a quiet overlook. The city lights blinked far below, like stars that had fallen and forgotten how to shine. At 24, Ethan felt like a ghost in his own life. His job at the marketing firm paid the bills, but every morning felt like a silent war just to get out of bed. He wasn't failing exactly, but he wasn't living either. He stared at his hands, resting on the steering wheel as if expecting them to give him direction, but they stayed still, just like his heart. He had lost the energy to pretend. The question had grown louder each day. What's the point of all this? Work, eat, sleep, repeat. Nothing felt meaningful. He wasn't building anything, he wasn't changing anything, and worst of all, he couldn't remember the last time he genuinely looked forward to anything. So that weekend, instead of staying home to scroll through empty distractions, he drove out to visit the only person who still felt like an anchor in his life, his grandfather. His grandfather lived in a small wooden cabin tucked between a forest and a lazy river, the kind of place that smelled like old books and cedar. Ethan had always felt a strange calm there, as if time slowed down on purpose. When he arrived, his grandfather greeted him with a warm hug and a knowing look. They didn't talk much at first, they just sat on the porch, watching the wind shake the tall grass. Eventually, Ethan broke the silence. "Grandpa, do you ever feel like life is meaningless?" His grandfather looked at him for a long moment, then nodded. "Many times, especially when I was your age." Ethan waited. His grandfather stood slowly, walked inside, and returned with 2 mugs of warm tea. Then he said, "Let me tell you a story." And so, under the gray sky of a late afternoon, his grandfather began to speak. Once upon a time, in a vast desert, there was a young man named Amir. He walked alone, each step sinking into the hot sand beneath a burning sun. Amir had left his village in search of something greater, a truth, a meaning, a promise he saw in a dream. An oasis, a place where all questions would be answered. Ethan leaned in, slightly drawn in. Amir wasn't the first. Others had tried and never returned. Still, something deep inside him whispered, there is more to life than what you see. So he believed it. Days passed, his skin burned, his throat ached, his legs begged to stop. But that whisper turned into a voice, louder with each mile. His grandfather's voice slowed. Then one evening, just as the sun dipped beneath the dunes, Amir collapsed. He had reached his end. He whispered into the silence, "Why did I come here? Why did I believe in a dream?" And then a voice came. Not from within, but from the wind, soft, gentle, like an old friend. It said, "Because the journey matters more than the destination." Ethan held his breath, and in that moment, Amir remembered his childhood, his first love. The first time he looked at the stars, he realized the oasis wasn't a place, but a truth inside him. The voice said, "You seek wisdom, but it's already within you. You seek peace, yet peace has always walked beside you." His grandfather turned to look Ethan in the eyes. The desert hadn't changed. Amir had. He stood up, lighter, freer. The struggle had shaped him just like wind shapes dunes. The oasis was clarity, not a location. Ethan felt something shift inside him, like a weight he didn't know he was carrying had finally been named. "So you see," his grandfather said softly, "life isn't about reaching some final place where everything makes sense. It's about the steps, the small ones, the painful ones, the ones you take even when you do know why." Ethan looked out over the trees. They swayed gently, patient and alive. For the first time in months, he felt like breathing deeply. The next morning, he helped his grandfather stack firewood. It was simple, but it felt real. He didn't need the big answer anymore, just the next step and then the next. In today's world, we are often pressured to find our purpose like it's a single achievement or destination. Social media shows curated success stories, making us feel behind if we haven't made it by 25, 30, or even 40. But life isn't a straight line. It's a wandering path filled with doubts, pauses, and quiet lessons. Like Amir in the desert or Ethan on the overlook, what we seek isn't always out there. Sometimes it's the very act of seeking, of enduring, that reveals our strength. Meaning isn't handed to us. We create it step by step through pain, effort, reflection, and love. So if you feel lost, you're not broken. You're simply walking your desert, and that in itself is meaningful. I hope you found this story helpful. If you enjoyed today's story, be sure to hit the like button. It might seem like a small thing, but because of how the YouTube algorithm works, videos with more likes tend to get shown to more people. So your like really helps this video reach others who might need it too. And if you find my content valuable, consider subscribing. It really helps more people discover it. Thanks for watching, and I wish you and your family good health and peace. See you in the next story.